Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of Riker's Beard Live. First of all, it would appear that my colleague might be having some sort of technical issues, so if you can hear me loud and clear, please indicate that in the comments and say hello. Looks like I might be doing the show on my own this week. So, it's been a slow week in the world of Trek, apart from apparently Starfleet Academy has wrapped. Very little information on that. Colm Meaney has received some sort of Lifetime Achievement Award, which I think probably should have gone to Colm Nicey rather than Colm Meaney, but hey, I think I prefer his Meaney, especially in Gangs of London, if you've had the joy of watching that. So what we're going to talk about this week, when not a lot's been going on in the world of Trek. Well, I want to know how you've been watching Trek, because, thinking back to when James and I first met, and probably back then I was still watching Trek on DVDs. If you were lucky enough, you had a Blu-ray player and you got the Blu-ray editions of The Next Generation as they came out. I think the first one, correct me if I'm wrong, was the Inner Light Blu-ray DVD, which why they chose that, I've no idea. And then if you were very suave and had Netflix and could change your DNS settings, you could get the full Trek catalogue on that. But in particular, I'm interested in the quality. Like, how do you watch, how do you receive your Trek at the moment? I can watch it on my Echo Show in the kitchen whilst I'm attempting to cook something. I can watch it on my big screen TV. And the reason why I'm asking this question to you, dear viewer, is like, how important, when you're watching an episode you've seen 100 times, how important is it that you watch it in the best possible kind of quality? You know, do you have to watch it now in UHD? If it's not good enough, do you even bother rewatching the old episodes? Certainly, some of the early TNG wonts can look a little bit ropey these days. But how do you watch them? Does it matter to you, the quality that you watch your Trek in? The reason I say is I've recently discovered a new streaming box that I'm using called an NVIDIA Shield Pro. And if it's quality you're interested in, goodness me, the difference it's made to watching Enterprise on Netflix is just astonishing. It's like having the Blu-ray copies. It's absolutely incredible. And I've been enjoying the visual feast. But at the same time, I kind of know the episodes, and is it really enhancing it that much more for me? I'm not entirely sure. Well, it looks like my colleague is here. Hello, James.
Hi.
Oh, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I could hear you, yes. The problem was I had no sound at all on the upstairs studio. I've had to come down onto a laptop.
Okay, well, I've just been rambling a little bit about how we consume our Star Trek these days, but let's have a quick hello to everyone. Hey, Gary, how you doing?
Hi, gang.
Hello, Alan. Christoph, how are you doing? Nadim, how are you? The lovely Vicky, how are you? Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy? Mark, what ho, Mark?
Carl.
So I mean, as you know, James, I've recently upgraded my streaming player, and very much, I mean, I'm enjoying the quality it's given me. Hello, Adam. Hello, Richard. Long time no see. How are you doing? Yeah, I've upgraded my streaming set-tops player, and I'm very much enjoying the upgraded visual feast, if you will. It's the old saying, isn't it? Less is more, but if less is more, imagine how much more really is at the end of the day. so, and I'm enjoying the more very much at the moment. I'm looking forward to rewatching. Probably now I've got my upgraded player. The original films, like the Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock, and because I appreciate the CGI, but I think the upscaled models just look so good when in the 4K you actually transfer. I think they just look brilliant. I think they look absolutely wonderful, and I think I'll always be more of a fan of the models than I will be of any CGI ships. But that's just me personally. So I was wondering how people consume their Trek these days. So I can watch it on my Echo Show in the kitchen. I can watch it on my phone, on my tablet in the shower. I can watch it wherever I want. So where do you... On my... I'm not sure I can watch it on my watch. I probably could have wanted to. But yeah, so how do we consume it? Christoph says he consumes it on Paramount Plus. Android TV. What type of Android TV do you have there, Christoph? Sometimes Blu-ray, sometimes DVD backups, sometimes VLC player is probably always going to get you the best quality viewing. The video quality doesn't really matter after he's watched it a few times. That's what I was kind of getting at. James watches it on his phone, and hey, Chris. No, isn't on. How we doing, buddy? All right. Christoph would like to add to that. TV is 4K. I have a few movies in 4K, but rarely use that except for YouTube that comes in 4K. Anyway, so what? Yeah, so some YouTube's in 4K. So what I've discovered is your TV's resolution actually plays a small part in the quality of the program you're watching. It's about the bitrate transfer and your player's processing. So I've always traditionally used Roku players in 4K, thinking that was top-notch quality, and my latest player has blown that completely out of the water. It's just the difference is quite astonishing. So, and Chris, Netflix, yeah, me too. Mostly Netflix, and again, if you the different players you can get can rapidly change the quality of even your Netflix experience. Every Android TV Sony has connected to a Google account can get the Paramount. Yeah, but the Paramount Plus app is absolute toilet. It really is utter rubbish. And also, if you're not in America, you only get the stereo sound. You don't get the full Dolby, which is just a con. Richard's still old school DVDs. And new stuff he watches on Sky. Cool. Still gets it via satellite. Cool. Sky's not satellite anymore. Have I got that right or wrong?
It's over broadband now, yeah. It doesn't use the satellite feed any longer.
I think it was, well, to be fair, I don't know what the set-top boxes like Sky are alike for playing streaming content. I'm sure they're very good. So, this evening, James, what are we going to be able to talk about? Because there's not a lot going on in the world of Trek.
We can talk about the fact that we're still immensely disappointed by Section 31. And has anyone got anything positive to say about that?
I thought we'd agreed last week that we were going to put that to bed. Are we still complaining about it?
I'm not complaining. I'm just going, look, I'm just disappointed.
Okay. I had largely forgotten that Section 31 had happened, if I'm honest with you, until you reminded me of it. I still think the highlight was definitely the Temu Iron Man suit. I thoroughly enjoyed that. You've recently made a Star Trek purchase on Temu, haven't you?
Have I? What did I get? Remind me.
A figurine.
Oh, the figurine. Oh, well, it's a shame because I could have shown you, except it's in the upstairs studio. I'm now down here. Well, perhaps we'll review that next week when hopefully I'll have sound working.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I could show you. That would be the point. Yeah.
Now, I understand also that Starfleet Academy has wrapped.
Yeah, there's still no word on whether Steve Guttenberg is involved in the project, or whether it's going to be a surprise for us.
I'm personally looking out to see how many reshoots the actors and actresses are being called back to do, because that seems to be the given of the quality these days. How you're going to figure out, but if they're going to bother.
I've got to be honest, Richard. I want it to be good. Of course, I want it to be good. But what I've seen so far has not made me think it's necessarily going to be good. I mean, I don't like the fact they've set it in the 32nd century. We all want Star Trek Legacy. We want basically the follow-on from TNG, DS9, and Voyager, don't we? We don't want this utter shash that follows off from Discovery. And it's got Tilly in it. I mean, it's got the sarcastic engineer in it. So far, nothing about it makes me think this is going to be worthwhile. And I'm sad about that because I want it to be good.
Well, look at it this way. If they're going to churn out something that's not very good, would you rather not it be set in the 31st century rather than them churning out some absolute dosh that's in Legacy territory.
Well, as in, it would give us more of a justification for them to come back to Legacy and do what everybody says. This is what we all want. Give us what we want.
Well, yes and no. I mean, people say, well, Picard was season 3 was what we wanted, but if you rewatch it, you realise the story and everything actually wasn't that good. It was just a bit of fan service, and it had no legs in it. There was a couple of likable characters, but really, where could the story go with any of it? I mean, it was.
The story was a bit of a mess. Yeah,
it was not. It was not a shit show.
How many times have I gone back and rewatched the sequence where they go to the museum and they reveal the Enterprise D and they go onto the bridge and it all lights up? How many times have I watched that and just went, I'm so happy. Just every time I look at that, it makes me happy.
But if they churn just that sort of thing out every week, you shouldn't get very tired. I'd get tired of it. I think I want to see.
I get that, but what we had was, I don't know, so from TNG through to Voyager, we had about 15 years of continuity of seeing sort of how the Federation moved along. You want to see that story continue. You want to see where it picks up.
Well, okay, let's advocate that. Of the none of them are canonical, of course, but of the books that have followed in Legacy, which ones would you recommend to our viewers?
Oh, the one I always go to is Star Trek Destiny Trilogy. That's brilliant. That's got everybody in it. Absolutely everyone from all the main casts. And it explains away the origin of the Borg, which is a brilliant story. But it's non-canonical now because Picard has effectively erased everything in the timeline that followed. In fact, a lot of the timeline that hang together very well has been wiped.
And apart from the books being fan service, shall we say? It was a good story, was it? It was a good read. It was
a brilliant story. Yeah, really engaging.
Okay.
It's an unput-downable book if you read it.
And again, what's it called? Star Trek?
Destiny.
Destiny. Well, there we are. Star Trek Destiny. Dear viewers, go away and read that and report back next week and let us know how much you enjoyed it.
It's 3 books. It's a trilogy.
3? Are they good-sized books? Is it sort of 3 books together make one Wheel of Time book? How are we?
It's a sort of a Yellow Pages style sized book. If you buy it hardback or paperback, if you have it on your electronic e-reader, then obviously it makes no difference to you at all.
Oh, I may give that a go. I'm ploughing through some Warhammer books at the moment, but perhaps for a little bit of a break from that, I think I'm on book 17, so I should probably take a breather from that for a bit. And
I'll see if I can dig out my hard copy and give it to you, because that will declutter my bookshelf.
That would be lovely. Thank you, James. I'd very much appreciate that. Let's dive into the comments quickly. Things we like about Section 31. Chris, you like the communicators.
Remind me what the communicators look like.
I can't recall them.
Were they badges or were they flippy ones? I mean, I love the flippy communicators. I really love the classic stuff.
No. The Georgiou movie mislabeled Star Trek 3 was enjoyable, but it won't be rewatched or bought here.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I've got no wish to go back and watch that.
They started work on season 2 soon, before we've even had a chance to
It's difficult to understand how things can get recommissioned before the public have gone, yeah, we like that, or please don't make us see this again.
Well, I mean, let's look at this analytically. Why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think they're doing it before? Because I've got my own kind of Ferengi business sense as to why they might be doing it. But why do you think they might be churning them out before we've had a chance to receive them?
You say this, don't you, in the past about how we don't have active audience feedback, where they would be halfway through filming a season while showing the beginning of the season and picking up the feedback as it went along to change how they were producing what was coming out. Saying, well, we've wrapped the entire season, so you get it whether you like it or not. I mean, if they've just got studio executives who go, I like it, possibly with a big cigar, then maybe that's why. I don't know.
You see, I think it's more arrogantly sinister than that. I think someone is sat there smoking a fat cigar on his big pile of money, and he's an idiot, which is why they keep churning out all this crap we don't want to watch. And he's going, you know what? That season was so good. That was so good. They're going to love it. They're going to love it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get all the cast and the writers in to do season 2 before we find out just how much they love it and they don't ask for a raise. So they get them to do it
Is
on the
Donald
cheap,
Trump
you
your
see.
studio executive?
I was trying to be Joe Mantegna from the Three Amigos.
Ah,
Harry Fugelman, I believe the character is called. I thought did rather well, but there we are.
Donald Trump would say, "It's a terrific show. It's a terrific show. We've
It's
got
a
some
great
really,
show.
really good
It's a great
episodes.
show.
It's
So
terrific. It's the best show ever. Everybody says so, even though they've not seen it. It's the best ever. I'm the greatest producer of them all."
I reckon they tie them down to start doing season 2 before they see how it's received to make sure they don't have to pay the cast more, or possibly more because it's good, or possibly more because it's so bad. Like, well, we're going to make them do it. Because that's what I'd do. I've got to be honest with you, because the way that Star Trek is at the moment, the state it's in, it does seem to be very random how it's going to be received. I'll give you an example. How well received has Strange New Worlds been? I mean, been a couple of shit episodes, but on the whole, how good has Strange New Worlds been?
Very, very positively, Strange
Very
New
good.
Worlds. It's what we wanted, wasn't it? It was back to Monster of the Week, Planet of the Week, actually exploring strange new worlds. It was on the Enterprise. It was optimistic.
Did they apply anything that they learned from that to Section 31?
I think it's unlikely.
So, if they're not going to kind of take on board, it could be anything. It does feel like they're just throwing handfuls of shit at a wall and see what sticks. And if it falls off, whatever. They don't seem to care about
Let's unpack Section 31 there, Richard. Of the characters, so if you can recall the core characters,
there was Temu Iron Man.
Was there a single one that you would consider likable?
I'm just trying to remember anyone that was in it other than Temu Iron Man and Georgiou.
Well, there was the guy with
the Irish guy.
accent.
Yep, he was South African, which I scored perfectly right. I was still chuffed with that. Was there anyone else in it?
Rachel Garrett, future captain of the Enterprise C, who was just basically, a bit stick in the mud.
Can I just? What did she actually do in it, James? Because I can't remember her doing anything.
She mainly disapproved of what all the other characters were doing and said, "We're Starfleet. We're supposed to be better than this."
Okay, but she didn't actually contribute anything. No.
Yeah, so they had. I think there was an engineer, but I can't remember what the engineer did. Possibly was in charge of the ship that they were flying around at the end, trying to make that work. Yeah, was there another Vulcan? I can't remember. Basically, none of them were characters that you were in any way engaged with or wanted to see again.
Well, no, that's. I mean, that's the way we felt. Other people may have been wrong and felt differently. Hey, Rashid, how you doing, buddy?
Now you're always positive, Rashid. What did you think was good about Section 31? See what you can do.
Christoph says he's finally ordered the Three Amigos on a digitally versatile disc. A re-release coming out in March. Well, there we are.
Well done, Christoph.
I wonder if it'll have some sort of extra features in there. There are lots and lots of, if you go on YouTube, lots of cut interviews and excerpts about the Three Amigos, about the Chevy Chase and Steve Martin and Martin Short talking about it. And we can't really... Oh, hang on a moment. Alan's come up with something that he enjoyed. No, look, it was Section 31, Alan. It wasn't Trading Places. There was nothing to like about her in this particular film.
I watched Trading Places over Christmas. That was fun.
Isn't it, Mark? It's the first time you've seen it, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It's marvellous. It's a really good film.
It's proper 80s spotter. Yeah, the 80s was just great stuff.
I just love the vast inappropriateness of much of it. It's just absolutely fantastic.
And the bit with the gorilla. Oh, brilliant.
A Ferengi and a gorilla walk into a bar. Yeah,
you guys
so there we are.
But the Ferengi in the gorilla suit has to go.
So also this evening, I thought we might have a little pre-demonstration of our upcoming Riker's Beard musical sing-along
Yes.
that we're going to be performing this year. I don't know if you've got your triangle handy, but I've tuned my guitar. I've actually got my Star Trek guitar off of the
As you
wall.
can look, I'm in the emergency bunker. I've basically
Yep.
got nothing down here apart from this plutonium.
So I'm going to put it to our audience now. I don't play Oasis, so that's just get that out of the way. You can have either Foo Fighters, Stephen Wilson Jr., or the Smashing Pumpkins. So pick now, and we shall play later. And we'll have a good sing-along with that in a bit. I can make a bit of noise tonight because the kids aren't at school tomorrow. It's half term. Oh, Rashid's come back with... Rashid, he likes... Of course you did, Rashid. We love that you liked it. Because I'm a massive I am also a huge Michelle Yeoh fan. If you haven't watched the Legend films that she did with Jet Li, you must, because they're absolutely superb. Definitely had its faults. We can't argue with that bit of the statement. The costumes... the costumes I thought let it down. The fight scenes really let it down as well. I was really looking forward to some fighting with Michelle Yeoh, and the stupid phasing kind of just ruined it, took it away from me. There we are.
Oh yeah,
right,
I forgot
votes.
about the phasing. Yeah.
Votes are coming in. Chris would like to hear some Foo Fighters. Dave would like to hear some Foo Fighters. Nadim would like to hear SPs. I'm taking that as a vote for Stephen Wilson Jr. Okay. Did we ever find out what the badges look like on Strange New Worlds? No, Section 31. Sorry, not the badges, the communicators.
No, I'm afraid because I'm on a laptop, I have only so much screen space, so no.
I personally didn't care, so that's fortunate.
Yeah, it's a fair point, actually. I don't care either.
Okay. So, what news have we got coming up vis-a-vis our appearances, or perhaps not appearances now, at conventions this year? I take it we've still not confirmed for Blackpool.
We've had no further communication from Blackpool. So, if other conventions want to book us, we're currently not confirmed and available.
If anyone would like to take to social media and you would like to jump on to Destination Blackpool's pages and say, why haven't you not confirmed the mighty Riker's Beard's appearance at your convention yet?
Because
please feel free to.
We were the only good stuff in 2023.
No, we weren't. There were lots of other great things there. It just wasn't as great as us.
Our friend Tony was there, of course.
They had some Star Trek guests. It was a convention. It was a convention made for us, though. The one convention where they weren't allowed to talk about Star Trek, and they were like, "Please, could you come and help us at this convention?" It was our moment, wasn't it, James? It really was.
Yes, and don't forget that we also have our fruit-based chat show.
Don't. He got into a lot of trouble about that. Chris, need to see you at Trek, then get onto the social media pages of Destination Trek and say why.
These guys have got busy lives, and if we're not confirmed, frankly,
we're not going to be able to do it.
The energy to make arrangements. You want us to travel to the far end of civilization? We're going to have to do some planning.
Nope, we haven't been confirmed for Blackpool, so no one decent has been confirmed. Rashid, will you be at this year? We won't be, isn't that right, James? We shan't be at.
No, I'm master of ceremonies at an event in Sandwich here in Kent, so I can't be asked to go up to London on that particular weekend.
I guess there's a possibility I might go, but probably unlikely. James and I aren't really allowed to appear without each other, are we?
Bit like Ant and Dec.
Ant and Dec, yeah. Which I don't know which.
And a push, I could do the Sunday, but I don't know.
With Ant and Dec, which one's which? Which is the taller one?
The taller one is Dec. He's the one with the big forehead. No, that's Ant. Sorry.
So you're Ant, and I am Dec.
That makes me Ant, I suppose. Yeah.
I'm blind. That one. That's me.
Yeah. You're. No. Ant is the one who got shot in the face with
Is
Baker
he?
Grove. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I see, man?
We're the lads. Okay.
I tell you what, mate.
So,
It's so cold out here in the emergency bunker. I've got a hot water bottle. Look.
God, you know what? This is how middle class and middle aged I am. I bought a hot water bottle today for my cat.
Why?
Because she's
Just can't kick
23,
it out
and
the front door. It's a
I
cat.
know,
It's a
but
waste of space.
she's 23 now, and she's not allowed it anywhere in the house apart from the kitchen because she forgets how to get out of the cat fountain and go to the toilet. So, and it's cold in there, and I felt bad, and I thought, oh, I'll get her a hot water bottle for her bed. She'll like that. So, yeah,
Are you
that's
sure it's
how.
the same cat and that your wife
It's
hasn't just bought another one at some point?
it's the same cat. Honestly, it looks like The Walking Dead. This cat. It's definitely the same cat. Where is Carl? Carl sadly is having to work this evening. He hopes to return next week.
Carl is blessed with unreliable colleagues who force him to have to work extra because they won't turn up.
Christoph says only confirmed people for Blackpool are Connor Trenier. Who's Andre Dai Kim?
Is he a background actor on Strange New Worlds or possibly Discovery?
And 3 TOS minors.
Not minors as in the sense of young people. These
Or
are
or
three
those
background cast. They
or
were in
those
the
that
original series.
are you certain they're not people that would appear down a pit in Wales?
No, they're not
No.
minors.
Okay,
No,
right.
they are actors. They're all elderly. I mean, if you were in a show in the late 1960s, you're going to be knocking on a bit now.
Chris needs uses. Yes, you do. So you must get on social media and take it to them. Yes, we'd love to see you again, Nadine. We must have a drink or something together, or have a meal, but we won't be able to unless they book us.
Yes.
And Dave, you guys were a high. That's very kind of you to say. We
Thank
had
you, Dave.
a lot of good feedback from our appearance in 2023, so it's very kind of you to say. Thank you. And right, okay, it's coming up to past, so if I'm going to play a song, I should get it out of the way now before it gets too late.
I'll just clutch my hot water bottle.
Well, you need to introduce the song, James.
Right, you haven't told me what song it is.
I think they went for Foo Fighters, so
Which one?
I'm going to play a song by Foo Fighters on the Star Trek guitar to make it Star Trek. And this particular song is called Everlong. And for those of you that play the guitar, I'm not going to play it in drop D. This is an interesting open way of playing it. So.
Well, here we go then. Here is Everlong by the Foo Fighters, as played by my colleague, Mr. Ashby.
But how is it related to Star Trek?
Oh, well, Everlong is, of course, another way of saying infinity. And, of course, infinity is the nature of the universe.
And is related to Star Trek because...
Star Trek is about exploring the universe. Can't hear it.
You can't hear it.
We're not hearing the guitar, no.
Can't hear it at all. You must be able to. You can hear my voice.
I can hear your voice. I can barely hear the guitar.
The audience are hearing it. It might be your speakers. That's,
Oh, okay. Well, it could be tech issues at my end. Fair enough.
Hello, I waited here for you. And now I know you've always been. Come down, and waste away with me. Down with slow down, wanted it to be. Yeah. Now I wonder, will I sing along with you? That I think that I'll do this forever. That I think that I'll be this time again. The only thing I ever ask of you, that I think that she said. Breathe out, so I can let you in. And now, where you've always been. Yeah, she said. I wonder, will I sing along with you?
Richard, I don't know if you can hear me, but the audience are telling us that we are really all struggling to hear that.
Okay. I shall stop then.
It's not just me. Unfortunately, yeah, your audio is all over the place.
It may well be that the StreamYard is keyed up to pick up vocals and the guitar is tripping out the kind of noise gate on it.
Yes, unfortunately, we could see, but not hear.
Well, we had a go. We'll try and have a better go and iron out some issues next week. It will probably sound much better when we play it on the bridge.
Oh, yes, the bridge.
Oh, yes, gosh, I'm just looking at my audio interface. Yeah, the guitar was tripping out quite a lot.
Look, here's exciting news. A new part of the bridge. But, I'll not tell you what this is for yet.
And this is to do with
I prepared earlier.
This is to do with the improvements.
This is to do with the upgrades, yes.
Okay. And is that all we're sharing for now?
That's all we're sharing for now.
Okay.
I mean, if anyone knew that we were building the Discovery Bridge, they'd just start turning off, wouldn't they? Yeah, it's all green screen.
How would you build
it in post-production?
I mean, I'm trying to remember the Discovery Bridge. We still got quite a lot of flames on it, didn't we, occasionally?
Yes, it had flamethrowers coming out of air vents for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always argued for years, why can't Starfleet get right that when the ship is in a battle, consoles on the bridge explode in people's faces and seem to eject rocks everywhere? Can't they install circuit breakers? But the Discovery Bridge, they have flamethrowers for some reason, to improve the situation.
Chris is asking how we got on with the Middle of Little Isle game show, and I sat down and I thought really long and hard about how we could make a Star Trek related game about the Middle of Little. I even went to the Middle of Little for inspiration. I'll be honest with you, I just couldn't work out how we could make it entertaining. I honestly couldn't. I just couldn't. I thought, on the off chance, if they had a MIG welder, I'd take a picture of it. But how could that be a joke? I don't know. It's just, especially for people who don't know what the Middle of Little is. So it's, yeah. I don't know. Very kind of everyone to say they appreciated the effort. Sorry the audio is tripping out. I think, looking at my Rode Connect, I know why. So I'll try and get it sorted for next week, and we'll have another stab.
Yes, and hopefully my computer will be working upstairs, and I'll have the triangle to hand.
Well, the triangle enhances it tenfold. Oh dear, are you feeling all right there,
Or the
champ?
cowbell.
More cowbell. More cowbell always works.
I've got to have more cowbell.
So, there's not a lot more Star Trek to talk about, really. I mean, we've got a lot to look forward to, but nothing really happening at the moment.
I have a super high-end piece of merchandise coming that I'm not going to tell people about until it's ready.
Okay. I've got nothing more
Obviously,
to add,
the
really.
Riker's Beard com badges are still available if anyone wants those.
Well, I think we may have to end the show a little bit early this evening, I'm afraid, because frankly we've run out of things that we can talk about. We hope we'll have some
Shall
more.
we do a round of Airlock 101?
Well, we always do a round of Airlock 101. We can't not do a round of Airlock 101, so we'll have a quick go at that, and then we'll sign off. So who's going to play this week? Should it be me v you?
Well, it'll have to be, won't it? Soundtrack's gone funny, Richard. I can't hear it.
Do you say you couldn't hear the audio to that either?
Yeah, that disappeared too. But luckily, we've already got 2 votes for Carl before we've even played. So, I mean, perhaps we should just award the game to Carl and not bother.
It's definitely my Rode Connect interface then that's tripping it out for some reason. Oh, I know what it is. It's the bloody StreamYard echo cancellation setting. Oh well, got it. We know for next week anyway.
Okay, all right.
So this week,
guitar pick then.
I've got the guitar pick.
Yeah.
Which hand is it in?
Your right hand, please.
Correct. You can go first.
Right, I'm going to go first. And once I've said this, you don't even need to play, Richard. I would like to put into Airlock 101 Neelix's Taylor.
Okay, so you've got something against Neelix's outfit over here.
His numerous outfits, they're all awful.
Oh,
I see. Basically, he went into a charity shop, bought some curtains, and then said, "I'll make a futuristic-looking suit out of this toss."
I quite like them. I like his outfits. They bring a bit of gaiety to the day in an otherwise kind of drab environment.
Okay, well, Neelix's Taylor is my vote for this week.
Neelix's Taylor. So, I mean, he probably made his own clothes. So Neelix, you're putting into Airlock 101.
I mean, Neelix in the airlock is absolutely fine by me. I mean, one of my favourite episodes is that one where Tuvok repeatedly murders Neelix. I think that's really good fun. I like that.
Okay, well let me keep it Voyager themed then. I'd like to put in the Kazon's hairstylists into Room 101 because their hair looked crap. I don't know. My
like
favorite
an afro with rocks in it, didn't it?
My favourite bit about the Kazon's hairstyle was the way they thought they'd look more menacing if they put random bits of tinfoil in it, just for no apparent reason, just for garnish. So I would put forward Kazon's hairstyles because they were rubbish.
I wonder if they could wear helmets.
I don't think we've ever seen a Kazon with a helmet, which is very irresponsible, if fitting with their characters and their, So okay, so there we have it.
Let's go over to the votes then. So
would you like Neelix's? The person who designed Neelix's outfits on Voyage to go into Room 101, then please say James. If you would like the Kazon hairstylist from Voyager to go into Room 101, then please say Richard. Cast your votes now. before we move on to the somewhat obvious result, how was the audio for that? Everyone listening at home, did that cut out like when I was playing the guitar, or did that play okay? I'm thinking that probably was all okay, but please let me know. Right, okay, James, hold up your hands and count mine on your right hand and yours on the left hand.
I don't know
Start
if
at the
I've
top.
got enough fingers on the hand for you.
So let's go for, first of all, Mark has gone for me. Chris has gone for me. James also me. Gary me. Dave me. Richard me.
Oh,
Alan has gone for me. Vicky's gone for James. Well
that's
done.
7-1. I can still pull this back.
It's like a pity vote, that, isn't it? Nadim's gone for me.
8.
And that's it. That's all the votes in. So it's a bit of a landslide yet again, James.
Is our viewers would prefer their hair styled. No, they would rather wear Neelix's outfits than have their hair styled by the Kazon. So that's interesting.
By the way, the audio was fine for everyone. It might be your laptop that's cutting out for that bit, which makes me think the guitar bit must have been the Radio Connect. So cool. Okay, right. So have you ever won one of these, James?
Yes, I won one once, I think.
Well done. Maybe, every now and again, people rescind things like Rule 1. Maybe one week we should say, okay, you can have Discovery, and you can not Discovery as a whole, but you can pick something from Discovery if you can. Right, I think that's going to be it for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We'll see you again next week, and until then, please look after yourselves and each other.
Don't have nightmares.